Welcome back. We sit around our table every Sunday with reporters, not pundits. Close by asking them to reach into their notebooks, share a nugget or two, get you out ahead of the big political news just to come. Julie Pace.
Trump famously kept a lean team on his campaign, and it was something that his operation really prided itself on, particularly when compared to the big Hillary Clinton campaign staff. But there are some people in his transition team and current government officials who worry that he's applying that same standard to his White House. The big name jobs are obviously filled, but at the National Security Council and some of the other White House agencies, people are expecting a lot of empty desks when he moves in on Friday. Again, this isn't something that the public will always see, but these behind-the-scenes jobs at the White House are just really crucial to keeping operations running, especially in crisis moments.
Watch the personnel front. Manu?
John, Senate Republicans are prepared to do whatever it takes to confirm Donald Trump's Supreme Court nominee, including invoking the nuclear option, which means, of course, changing the Senate rules to make it 51 votes to overcome a filibuster rather than the 60 votes that still exist. Now, Democrats, when they changed the rules in 2013, they left in place the rule for filibustering Supreme Court nominees, and at the time, Republicans criticized them relentlessly. But now that it's happened, Republicans say it could happen once again. I've talked to Senate Republican leaders, including Senator John Cornyn, who said that first they're going to try to pick off moderate Dems, red state Dems, and if those don't decide to vote with Donald Trump's nominee, just wait for the nuclear option to be a possibility. So watch for that fight to really shape up, because they're going to do whatever it takes to get Donald Trump his nominee.
More evidence we're off to a kumbaya bipartisan start here. Lisa?
On the campaign trail, Donald Trump frequently brought out Wall Street bank Goldman Sachs as a weapon when he used against Ted Cruz and Hillary Clinton. Even Edward Snowden cast the race as a choice between Donald Trump and Goldman Sachs. Now he's turning to the bank for advice. In the past, since he's come in to become the president-elect, he's tapped 6 advisors from the bank. His aides say that there's no hypocrisy here, that it's different. Working for the bank and the actual bank are different things. We'll have to see if voters in Congress agree. Former Goldman Sachs partner Steve Mnuchin is going to be getting his confirmation hearing on Thursday, so we'll see whether this comes up.
Draining the swamp comes to mind. Mary Catherine?
Well, I heard from 2 people in New York yesterday that they were polled about mayoral issues in New York City, and that one of the questions was a head-to-head with de Blasio and Hillary Clinton. The sense I got is this a public polling company and not Clinton allies or some secret push. But Hillary Clinton, should she want to do that, should have some data in the near future. Get excited.
Close with, oh yeah, very excited. I'll close with this. Republicans are watching with considerable curiosity as the Trump team sets up a unique political operation. Trump has made his choice to lead the Republican National Committee, and Trump loyalists are now setting up a new super PAC to support his agenda. Absolutely nothing unusual there. That's the way things work nowadays. But the president-elect also announced a presidential campaign committee this week, based at Trump Tower in New York. It will be led by Trump campaign operative Michael Glassner. It is unusual to get started on a re-election campaign before the inauguration. So the announcement raised some questions in the Republican establishment. Is it yet another competing power center in Trumpland? There are many. Is it a place to keep people who worked hard for Trump in the campaign but aren't welcome in Washington? That's what some people think. Too soon to answer those questions, but it is another reminder that just about everything this president-elect does is at least a little different. That's it for us. Thanks for sharing your Sunday morning. Inside Politics also live every weekday at noon for the early weeks of this big new year, including the very big week ahead. Hope to see you then. Up next, State of the Union with Jake Tapper.